Well, you know what they say, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. We made it. Good morning, Team Rabbit. Well, we're back on the trail. In fact, just got on the trail, dropped off here. As you can see, this looks a little bit different than a whole lot of the desert that we went through. So, should be a pretty exciting change. And we're off. It's about 6:15 or so this morning. My wife just dropped me off the trailhead. I got a couple of 100 yards up the trail before she came after me to let me know I'd taken the keys to the truck. So, had to take them back. But yeah, the greenery here is a lot different. We're also up in bear country now, probably mostly out of rattlesnake country. So those are going to be some differences as well. I got to admit, I don't think I ever said it, I've been off the trail for 2.5 weeks, and my fear was always when I got off the trail, I might not get back on. You go back home, you get comfortable in that lifestyle. And of course, we had a lot of rain up here the last couple of days. And so, you know, you think, oh gosh darn, I might get stuck out here where it's wet. So it got me to take one more day off the trail. But eventually, you just got to remember what you set out to do and all the reasons why, and keep up with it. So that's what I'm doing. I've got some new gear on, got my new shoes and socks, and so while I doubt the wisdom of it, wisdom hasn't been a big part of this trip, I'm going to do a 20-mile day today to break those in. Trail switchbacks a lot here early on, and the reason is we have 4,500 feet of gain today to do, and a big part of that is in the first 3 miles and then some more within the first 8 miles overall. But that should be a challenge. Back to my gear, I was just mentioning my shoes. My pack's pretty fully loaded. One of the last things I did this morning was to drop a liter of water in my car so that I just had to lose some weight. I weighed in, my pack was coming in at over 35 pounds. It's only rated for 30. And as you can see, we're not probably going to be too short of water here for a while. I'm going to let you guys find you a place to sit down, enjoy the ride, enjoy the scenery here. It's super beautiful. You sure feel proud that we have parks like this in our country. And as a reminder to everybody, there are some people that even after having these parks for 100 years, there are people who would happily go in and take them away from us today. And we've seen some of that happening. So if you want places for your family in the future, be sure to let your voice be heard when those issues are raised. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get on the road. We got a long way to go. Okay, rabbiteers, we emerged from the piney woods. You can still see there's plenty on the other side, but as we got out here and summited this mountain, we found rocks. And for about half an hour now, I've been scrambling across this. This is the trail right in front of us here. and you can see it looks like it's been blasted out of this big rock bed. So not the easiest stuff to walk on. Fortunately, my feet are all healed up for now. I don't know how long that's going to last walking in this, but it should surely help me get across it. So you guys hold on tight. This is going to be some tough scrambling for a while. I thought I'd take a break here for just a minute. It's actually the third, well, at least the third time I sat down this morning, and it's not quite 10 o'clock. Haven't been making very good miles because of that rocky trail back there, and before that, the fact that it was all uphill. But I got, as you can see, everything's changed again. Back into this nice forest, pretty much on the summit of this ridge line, which is at around 7,300 feet, I reckon. So that's about the highest I'm going to have to go today. I think the trail's going to eventually turn downward and head down slowly, which is good because my legs aren't ready for any more uphill. I've just lost some of my conditioning. And then at the end of the day, unfortunately, the last part of it's going to be uphill again. They say that for every day you take off after 1-0, for every day it takes you 2 days to get your trail legs back. And if that's right, I reckon I'm looking at least 2 weeks. Now, I say 2 weeks because after that I'll have over 200 miles on my legs, assuming I make it that far, and 200 miles is enough to get you back in shape. But as you can see, it's a beautiful day. It's all deceptive. Let's look at the sky up here. Not a cloud in it for now, but we still have those thunderstorms as a possibility this afternoon. So I'm gonna need to keep moving. Okay guys, gonna put this down. We're gonna get back underway in a couple of minutes after my feet have a chance to chill, and then we'll be talking more. Well, Team Rabbit, I don't want you to get too spoiled by that trail that we just came through there. A nice trail, beautiful trail. But we have to continue on. And even though I jumped the Sierras to kind of minimize the impact of snow, well, there's going to be an impact. So everybody hang on, we got a tough walk ahead. Yep, hope we don't have too much of this, because looks like it's getting warm enough now to start post-holing, so I'm gonna get on through this pretty quick if I can. No more photography, that's it. You guys are getting spoiled. Well guys, it's been a pretty hard hike today. It's after 1 o'clock and I've only done 12 miles. But in addition to hiking uphill all morning and then hiking through rocks, then I had to post hole through snow for a while and slip and slide. Lost the trail once or twice in the snow. But doggone, I've had to cross some of these creeks, and I got a confession to make. I'm a klutz. I'm not the most graceful person in the world, so crossing these things is always a big challenge for me. So I'm gonna put this phone away and see if I can make it. You guys wish me luck. Okay, team, here's where we're at. I started at 6 this morning. We're going really slow because it's all snow and I keep losing the trail. So let's see what happens here. It's not looking good for the rabbit right now. Well, that's beautiful over there. And I just want you all to know that I decided to skip the Sierra to go where it was easy. And this is what I got. We're gonna have to take it easy. Well, howdy again, folks. We survived, but I gotta tell you, It had me pretty scared for a while. Must have gone up really high somewhere and I didn't notice it because I'm at about 7,300 feet right now and have come down a few hundred feet from where we were. But quite the excitement with all that snow. It's 8 in the morning. I thought I'd take myself a little break here, have breakfast. I normally eat breakfast when I'm hiking. But had a really good night last night, other than toads chirping all night, but it wasn't too cold. My equipment again did its job, kept me warm and comfy the whole night, so thankful for that. Got a pretty good night's sleep. Got up this morning, not too much pain in my joints. My knees have been bothering me a lot yesterday, but I started hiking out, went across a little snow and was hopeful that would be it, but as we all saw, that wasn't it. But it was it. At any rate, we survived it all, got through here, got a nice break. Hopefully we'll avoid the snow. I haven't made any time at all because of fighting that, sliding down hills, post-holing, all the good fun stuff. But I hope now to be able to make a little better time now, because I need to make up some from yesterday. But if I go through more of what I just did, well, it's going to be a long few days and I'm going to run out of food before I get to my next destination. None of us want that to happen. Well, team, by the time this day is over, I am going to complain about a lot because that's what I do. I whine. But I want you to know it hasn't been all bad. Right now, we're 8 miles from hoped for destination campsite, which would give me back the mileage I lost yesterday, although it would be somewhat of a miracle to do that given all the snow I've crossed today. But we kept with it, and parts of the day, just like always, have been good. I haven't had too many aches and pains or anything, and I'm still hanging in there, and I'm still alive, although there were times when I was questioning. You can see the sun coming and going, and you may hear thunder now and again. We're right in the midst of some of those 50% thunderstorms that were promised. We've had a little light rain, but it hasn't been too bad. At any rate, hope you're enjoying this hike as much as I am. You guys take care. Be back in a bit. Well, guess what, Team Rabbit? The rain has hit in pretty full force. It's just a drizzle right now, but I'm pretty soaking wet. But it's not going to stop me from sharing this beautiful little spring here with you. It's just a beautiful, beautiful little creek. Well, I'm almost out of battery on my phone, but I got another mile or so to go to camp, and I just wanted to catch this beautiful panorama up here on top of this hillside here. You can see pretty much 360 degrees here, and it's gorgeous. I do see snow off to my right. I hope the Lord that I don't have to camp in snow tonight. Well, good morning there, Warren members. It is Sunday, just after 9 o'clock in the morning, and we're off on another gorgeous hike today. Well, actually, the best one of the last 3 for sure, as far as at least being safe. The tread's been pretty good today. Just went through some rocky stuff, but I'm out of that. Mostly the trail's been pretty good. When I left our campsite from this morning, we did ascend, and we did go through some more snow, but not much. To be honest, the temperature's warm enough that the snow, whatever's left, is going to be dissipating pretty quick. Let's just hope that whatever's ahead is listening to me, and we don't have to deal with that. I don't mind taking snow pictures, but crossing on the steep slope on the side is kind of difficult. My left arm's actually kind of sore this morning. I think yesterday I was gripping my hiking pole a little tight while I was crossing some of those slopes there, snow chutes and the like, and It's left the muscles in my left forearm really quite sore this morning. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Stopped off at a campsite about a mile back and had to go off trail a bit, about a quarter of a mile, to go find some water. One of my boneheaded mistakes, like I'm prone to make, is that I lost my Sawyer squeeze water bottle yesterday, but I had the foresight before leaving home to come back to the trail to bring some Aquamira tablets. So I'm just putting those in my water. It tastes fine, but it looks kind of yellowish. Makes me wonder what I might have done during the night while I was asleep. But in any event, everything's going good. We're going to target somewhere between 17 and 20 miles today. It doesn't matter a lot because it's going to leave a short hike, or relatively short hike, into Bucks Lake tomorrow, where I'll get to sleep on a bed. There was a couple of days ago, or a day or so ago, if I'd met somebody across the highway, which I didn't, and met somebody that was willing to take me home, I would have gone, but I stuck with it, mainly because I didn't have any choice. And things are turning out quite nice, as they do on the trail. They'll always surprise you, and things are never as bad as they seem, and never quite as good as they seem either. but it's been a lot of fun. Spirit's really good, body's doing okay, and I'm heading down toward the middle fork of the river. For right now, it's a little over 11 miles away, and after that I'll decide if I want to go any further. But the days are getting longer. There's more hours to hike in a day without stressing yourself out. You can just take it easy and hike and rest. And my policy pretty much has been to rest once every hour. So I'm doing that. That's what this is. And but now it's time to hike. Somebody's taken this little spring and turned it into a pipe spring. It's a wonderful source of water. I would probably drink that straight up, but I've got Aquamira tablets to ensure that the rabid rabbit doesn't become the running rabbit. So I'll just do that for now. We're a little over 4 miles away from our destination for the day. If we go that far, it'll be a 20-mile day. There really isn't much reason to, because we're headed for Bucks Lake, which we'll either get there in a really short time tomorrow, or just a short time tomorrow. But there is some appeal to keeping moving while there's still plenty of sunshine. It's not quite 2 o'clock yet in the afternoon, so since it doesn't get dark till 8:30, there won't be a lot to do if I'm not hiking, except for maybe resting, which also sounds pretty appealing. The Team Rabbit, I don't know what to say about that, so I'll just shut up and let you figure it out. Well, that area right there would be about the perfect tent spot. The river's just behind us a bit. Not so easy to get over there as I would have thought. The only problem is people come out here, and I don't believe these are PCT hikers probably, but people gotta leave their trash. Now what they had tied off to that rock, I don't know. Could have been their pet bear. It didn't work, but they could have taken that cord on with them. The hiking pole over here, I'm guessing, was just a mistake and left. But then we got the general fireplace here, which is pretty nasty. So I hope if you guys get out here in the real world, you don't leave things like that. It's just ugly. And one of the nice things is enjoying this trail just like nature left it. Well, save for a little trail maintenance maybe, but anyway, that's a different matter. And of course, all we have to do is figure out a way to step over there without falling on my hiking pole. Once in a while, the smart play is just to accept the inevitable, find the shallow spot right there, and walk across. This is especially a more reasonable idea when you're already wet up to your eyeballs from the last fall you took. So they just take a little longer to dry out, but we're across, we're alive, we're safe, and we're still hiking. Well, another bridge, and the roar of the rapids must mean that there's another stream. So this is Bear Creek, very close to where I'll be camping tonight. About 1/10 of a mile up. I've got water, so I'm not going to mess with this, but I'll tell you, it sure beats climbing over the rocks to get in using this bridge. And downstream Bear Creek, just absolutely stunningly beautiful. And to think I've got it all by myself and Team Rabbit. Guys, I hope you're enjoying this, because it is nice to know there's still beauty like this outdoors. And the best part is there's nobody here to spoil it. This is Sunday afternoon and I'm the only one around. Well, me and you guys. Well, we'll call that home for the night. It'd be a lot better if we didn't have about a gazillion mosquitoes. I'm here busily cooking dinner right now, and I want to show you this new device I come up with here. Well, I didn't come up with it. If any of you watch Darwin on the Trail, he shows a model of how to make one. It's a little pocket here, a little pouch koozie for keeping what I do is I empty a Mountain House meal into a 1-quart freezer bag, set that in there, then I can boil the water. It's got Velcro on it there, and I can let that sit there and just do its thing and heat while I'm busy eating other things, goodies. Like right now I got a tortilla I'm eating just as a special treat. You know, tortillas got about 130 calories, so they're heavy to carry, but they're good treats. All right, water's boiling. I'm gonna have to let you guys go for a minute. I mean, really, can you believe this? It's 4:30 in the afternoon. I haven't calculated it yet, but I hiked over 20 miles, I'm pretty sure, today. I'm about, I think about 4 or 5 miles closer to Bucks Lake than was in my original plan. And even though I got held up in that snow and had to fight it, I got my dinner cooked here, 4 more hours of daylight. And I think I'm going to use that relaxing. I find that in the evening there's hardly anything I like more than a good relaxing period. And like, what the heck else is there to do out here? I can make s'mores, but I didn't bring the stuff, and I don't build campfires. I could sing Kumbaya, but those of you who've heard me sing ain't gonna want to hear that, I'm pretty sure. But it's been a fantastic day. I've had some soreness, you know. I guess I've told you guys I'm kind of a whiner because not much has really been bothering me today. I did end up with a blister on the cuticle of my big right toe, and on the advice of Hike On, who I learned a lot from, he told me you get a blister, lance it. And so I lanced it, and it dribbled out a small amount of fluid, and I kind of almost by accident reached down and smushed my big toe, and then it squirted out a lot of fluid. So apparently there was a blister that extended right under my big toenail. I don't know if I acted in time to save that or not. Time will tell, but I won't be the first person to lose a big toenail on the PCT. So all the usual aches and pains, you know, but not as bad. You know, they come and they go. They don't stay there. I'm really pleased that my back is doing a lot better with my backpack. I'm working hard on adjusting my posture and adjusting my gait to
work on the parts of the bodies where I am having pain, like my back and my knees. And it all seems to be working out. But what a great time. You know, it started out a little dicey, I got to admit, coming out of Sierra City. The first 2 days had their moments. They weren't all bad. They never are all bad. You can't hike in a place this beautiful and think it's all bad. But they certainly had some dangerous areas in it, some places that I would rather not been hiking alone, somebody who could at least tell the tale of what happened. I got what they call an ursack here that I've been hanging every night in the event of bears, but I haven't heard any reports of bears in these areas. But when I go through Lhasa National Park, I would normally be required to carry a bear canister, but I got a strategy where I hike into the park a ways. There's a big campground that has bear boxes, and I will put my stuff in there, and the next day I just have to hike all the way across Lassen, which is not that far, so I can handle that. As a side note, last year I actually was in Lassen National Park. I drove up with my wife and my granddaughter, and we have a trailer we took up there. And my brother-in-law and his wife met us up there. I got to hike with my brother-in-law, and I remember kind of laughing to myself, chuckling, you know, oh, if I could ever get to Lassen on this hike this year. Well, I'm about to do that, I believe. Now, granted, I skipped almost 500 miles, but I'm going to go back and make up those 500 miles. And when I do, by the time I get done with that, I'll be in pretty good shape. Actually, in a couple of days, so a few days here, I'll cross the actual halfway point of the PCT, but of course, it won't be halfway for me, but still, by the time I get there, that'll be almost 900 miles under my belt. In fact, under my tennis shoes. But I'm proud of it. I'm pleased with it. And I got to say, I could never have done it without you guys. Could never have done it without my wife, Cheryl, without my Uncle Chuck, my nephew, Jonathan, and my twin, Kay, and everybody that's helped me so much. And you guys have just provided so much inspiration for me. You're making me rethink what I've always thought about the internet because of all the negativity. I'm just enjoying so much all the positivity that's coming from you guys. So hang in there. We got a long hike to go. We got a lot done, but we got a long way to go. So we'll be talking to you sometime early on tomorrow after we get on the trail.
Wow, how beautiful is that? This cascade goes down and down and down and down and down.